Okay, so basically her next question is Deadpool's true origins and if the movie got them right. I love the movie. I do. It's one of the best movies I say in just the superhero genre, just because the studio did not believe in Deadpool. Like if you know about it, the studio had no faith in that movie because of X Men Origins Wolverine, and so Brian had to put a lot of that money in himself, and I have so much respect for him because of that. Ever since I learned that, he was just one of my favorite human beings in film and all that, because not a lot of people are willing to do that unless you know you got a hit. And Ryan had the faith, and he put in the rest of the money that they needed. But all right, away from Dick Ryan and fucking Ryan Reynolds. Um, the story really is great, but comic wise, they do adapt it. That's why it's a live action adaptation, because you can't necessarily do everything. And one of the big differences that I automatically noticed from Deadpool is the Weapon X. Weapon X is more of a big deal, and it is a big deal, but there's no name. Like we don't know that it's a Weapon X facility that they're changing weight at. We don't see him going to prison and all that, because that's how he gets the name Deadpool, because he was in a Deadpool fighting all these other prisoners. And that was also a pretty big difference. That's why they changed it to the bar and all that stuff. And they made it even funnier, because Deadpool was created in the 80s, so he was a pretty serious creation character. It wasn't just up until he just started getting more leeway time in the X Force and all these other comics during that time that he got his own eventually. And then he fucking just became the Merc with the mouth as we knew him, and it just became his thing to be a funny guy. But that was honestly, to me, like the biggest differences, because Vanessa's still his girlfriend. Just the version of Vanessa that we meet is a person that was also at Weapon X, I think, and she was his ex. By what I'm reading, she's his ex. So, yeah, Vanessa's part of his stuff too. Deadpool, if you really do read more of his comics, he's a man whore, man whore, however you want to pronounce it. He's one of those. Don't know how the fuck how with that fucking ball sack looking face, but hey, they say if you can make a woman laugh, man, you win. But Deadpool overall, though, they like, how can I say it? They just made it a movie. Like the fucking guy at the bar, he's never been there. If I remember correctly, the guy that was working for the agency in the movie was a reference to Hydra Bob. And other than that, there wasn't too much stuff. I think they referenced the character Weasel. I think that was the second movie. But it's like I said, it's a live action adaptation for a reason. They changed, like I said, the prison stuff was something that didn't happen. Or, fuck, I'm sorry, guys, that happened. But they changed how the Deadpool, all that shit, the bar worked, made him more like an underground mercenary, I guess you could say, than like a big hitman mercenary that he was in the comics. And honestly, I feel like I'm picking straws now. What they did was well. They changed it well enough to modernize it, I feel like. That's like a big difference between just like rebooting shit and modernizing it. Because if you could well modernize the story, you could still pay homage to the original story to the point where you go back and read the OG and you're like, huh, not much has changed. Like, because honestly, not much has changed with Deadpool. He's become a dad, though. I'll give y'all that. He's a dad. He's a pretty good one, too. All right, so next one. What's the deal with Barbara Gordon? And that's the question I've been asking myself a lot. Like, I feel like if you're a comic book fan and you're a DC fan, and it kind of I'm more of a DC. I love both, but I love DC a lot more, and just because of the animation stuff, really does have my heart. The animation, but the deal with Barbara Gordon, and she was asking me mostly because of Oracle and Batgirl. She's confused about this, and the deal with Barbara is that for a while she was like one of the biggest, and she still is. I'm not saying that she was as like, but the Killing Joke fucked her. And I'm not talking about just how they did in the comic. I'm talking about her character. It changed that she became Oracle. But even before then, she already had retired the mantle of Batgirl. But it made her being Oracle that much more impactful for the disabled community. And for other people that just like strong female characters. Because, to be honest, she was having more of an impact as Oracle than she was as Batgirl. But because of reboots are the thing that fucked her. Just like a whole bunch of other DC great characters. Reboot fucks them. Alright. So, we have a run with Gail Simone. Like, I guess her entire continuity. Barbara, we see her become Batgirl. Then she goes to Oracle. She stays like that. But then they introduce a new set of writers. And they make her younger for some reason. And that's just because the reboots, every character was getting revamps of some sorts. I was the generation that they were targeting it for, actually, nonetheless. And I never read it. It just never looked like something I would like to read. Not that I don't love my female characters. Black Canary is one of my favorite characters. And I need to start reading the Birds of Prey. But the only reason I haven't started reading the DC stuff is because them guys were not letting me pay, and it got annoyed. So I was like, forget it. I'll do it later on. And I'm just getting tired of reading stuff on illegal websites because I know a bunch, but it gets annoying. So I was just like, I want to wait until then. But Black Canary, her biggest problem, Batgirl, her biggest problem is just the reboots. And now that she's Batgirl again, the explanation that I heard was she had gone through experimental surgery, and under intense conditions, she eventually will revert to being paralyzed. But those conditions haven't arose yet in comics. So that's why she's still Batgirl and not being full-time Oracle. That's the best explanation I could give because that was the best explanation I could find. So, yeah, currently this Batgirl runs for the 3 Batgirls have been pretty great, I've heard. So that would be a great jumping on point to read. Cassandra, Stephanie, and Barbara, they're all 3 Batgirls. And they've been protecting Gotham for a little bit now. And for the next girl, Cassandra. Who is Cassandra Cain? If we're just going to say it quickly, she is the daughter of David Cain and Lady Shiva. She was born to be the bodyguard to Ra's al Ghul, and she was sent on a mission to kill the Bat. But instead of killing Batman, she helped everybody during the No Man's Land arc. And after that, she developed a bond with Barbara, with the rest of the Bat family. One of my favorite moments with her, it comes from Batman Rebirth. And the character of Batwoman, Kate Kane, she kills somebody. And Cassandra, she's still learning how to talk at this moment. But she walks up to the girl, just rips off her bat symbol off her chest. And she just says, "We don't kill. This symbol means we don't kill." And she was all holding it, crying. And I was like, damn. Like, if you know, like I said, like, she was raised to be the bodyguard to Ra's al Ghul. She was never taught to talk. She was only able to learn people's physical expressions by the reactions and all that. That's what her first language was. While we were all learning how to speak our native languages, that little girl was learning how to kill. So her saying that is sad, because you could see her becoming Batgirl saved her. It saved her life. So that's kind of why I love Cassandra. Me personally, there's some characters that are just, their creation was perfect, and she's one of them. Barbara and her relationship, it just made sense. They're meant to you, like, and when Young Justice did it, I kind of liked it more. I kind of liked the idea that she was sent to go kill the Joker, and Barbara jumped in front of Cassandra's blade and took that, and she became paralyzed like that, because it makes it way more meaningful than having a character basically almost get fridged just without killing her. And I'm always gonna like Young Justice more because of that. Like I said, the animation projects have my heart a little bit more. It's because that was the thing I could afford. So I would rewatch and listen to Comic Story and just enjoy it like that. But I got older, I got money, so I try to treat myself. And one of my favorite ways to treat myself is reading these comics that I never was able to in the past. And I'm still gonna read a lot more. And I can't wait to do Timeless. The other day I was like messing around with my voice, and my roommate, he said, "Are you talking to somebody else on the phone?" Like, he literally thought I was like speaking to different people. And I was like, what the fuck? I was messing around. Like, honestly, I was, because I was just like, if I don't sound good, then I won't do it. I'll just do it like a upload compilation. But it surprisingly sounded well, because my own roommate, that guy that's known me since I was 12, knew like that wasn't my voice. So it made me really hyped up. So yeah, these are the 2-part, and just up until YouTube verifies me, I'll do full complete videos, but this is what we're gonna have to deal with for now. And thank each and every single person. And wow, I still got another extra 3 minutes. On my TikTok, I was announcing a bond giveaway at 500 followers on all my accounts, so that's still happening. But best way I'm going to be able to talk about it is here in my Instagrams, because Instagram really doesn't care like that. But thank each and every single one of y'all. I hope y'all enjoy. I hope y'all found this informational. And I hope y'all got high a little bit, some of y'all, if y'all like to do that. But hey, y'all stay safe.